Hey everyone, and welcome to another Star Wars Games update, where we bring you all of the latest and greatest in Star Wars gaming news. This week we'll be going over great news regarding Star Wars Eclipse and what several very credible leaks have revealed regarding the game's future, as well even a likely release date on when we could eventually expect to see Eclipse on store shelves. But along with this, we've also got some not so great news regarding Battlefront 2. And that's pretty much how hackers have practically shut down multiplayer games and how the community has in turn responded to this. And before we get into any of that, a quick reminder that if you do like these type of videos, then be sure to give it a like to show your support for this update series and the content within it. With that out of the way, let's get into it. We'll start things off with the Star Wars Eclipse news because I think that's something that will interest the majority of fans, especially since there's still so much we don't officially know yet about the game. So any tidbits of information we can scrap by to get a good idea of whether Eclipse will be the real deal or not is always good in my book. So today we're going to be talking about some new leaks that have appeared for the game. Well, actually old leaks. Like pretty old to the point that they came out almost 2 weeks before Eclipse was even revealed at the Game Awards. Yeah, that's the type of old that we're talking about here, and I'm of course referring to the leaks released by an individual on Twitter known as ACCNGT, who along with those said leaks also posted a screenshot from the Eclipse reveal trailer as proof regarding their claims that they do know what they're talking about. And of course, back at the start of December, everyone just figured this was simply some fan art. And really no one thought too much of it. That is, until this exact scene showed up in the Eclipse trailer did we all realize, okay, those leaks are probably very legit. And yeah, so what are ACCNGT's insider leaks for Eclipse? Well, according to them, Eclipse is an ambitious action-adventure game based on interactive storytelling with a non-linear storyline that will have an open world. Along with this, the game will also feature elements of competitive multiplayer and would not follow the previous Quantic Dream games by being QuickTime event heavy such as Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain. But instead, the game would feature more traditional action gameplay. It's also said that there will be more playable characters there than any other Quantic Dream game, and a strong storyline with memorable action scenes inspired by The Last of Us. As for the combat system, well, the leaks suggest that it will be very similar to that of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which undoubtedly is good news for everyone who did like the combat there. Now, as per the development side of things, ACCNGT says that Eclipse has been under development for about 1.5 years on its own Quantic Dream engine, and playtesting should begin very soon. But at the same time, they also stress that development on the game is very complex and advanced, such as many of the functions and tools of the engine that they developed still need to be added, changed, or expanded. Quantic Dream Paris is also said to be working on the creative elements of the game like motion capture, storytelling, and game art, while Quantic Dream Montreal is working on level design, gameplay, and multiplayer. Lastly, ACCNGT also said that the release date for the game is expected to be in late 2023 or 2024, which isn't exactly a shocker, let's be real here, considering a game of this magnitude and ambition will no doubt need plenty of time in the oven. But for the most part, everything that ACCNGT has said seems to be reliable and makes sense. Especially since we've also heard of previous rumors that Eclipse would be open world thanks to other leakers like Tom Henderson, so that part for sure checks out. But what gets me here is the multiplayer aspect that Eclipse may have and how the word choice of elements rather than mode was used. Not to mention seeing that it will also be tied to some sort of competitive multiplayer rather than a casual one is very interesting. Now, unfortunately, Eclipse is not coming out anytime soon, so we've got a lot of waiting ahead of us. And with that, probably more leaks to come to help make the wait a bit more bearable. Which, to be fair, is not something I don't think any of us are gonna be complaining about, at least not that part. So now is not exactly the best time to jump into Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer on the PC. Because, as any PC player will tell you, the game is currently being attacked by hackers big time. For the most part, the hackers are destroying the servers and essentially shutting down the game's multiplayer. And I know what you're thinking, but weren't hackers always a problem in Battlefront 2? Yeah, they were, and made playing the game very annoying at a lot of times. But at the same time, you'd still be able to play, and oftentimes you'd be able to leave one server to go into another that didn't have a hacker. But you see, that's the whole problem here, is that now you can't even do that anymore. As according to the Battlefront 2 modding community, hackers are now using illegal mods and scripts to affect not only individual matches, but also all of the servers as a whole. And this means that even matches without active hackers in them are in trouble. So, for all of those console gamers who may be wondering, okay, what exactly happens with these hackers that's ruining the multiplayer so much on PC? Well, it's a number of issues, but the main problem faced by players is that everyone basically getting insta-killed the second that they spawn in. And I'm being serious here, like literally everyone in the game, no matter whether you're playing on a hacker's team or not. You're getting killed and sent back to the spawn screen in an endless loop if you continue to stay on. And aside from this, there are other issues like player health can't fall below 1, constant side switching, and general glitching up of the game mode logic like mass spawning AI in heroes versus villains, to the point where the human players can't even spawn in to play, all because the AI have taken the actual 8 player spots that the mode offers. So yeah, you get the picture. Battlefront 2 multiplayer on the PC right now is essentially unplayable. Now, EA are apparently aware of the situation, but have made no official comments on the problem, so, no one knows whether this will even be fixed by them or not. Not to mention, with it being the holidays too, everyone at DICE is on break anyway. So if a fix for this does ever come, then don't expect it until 2022. Yeah, like I said, I was not kidding about the bad news part for Battlefront 2 news. This is really bad. Now, with all the bad news of hackers plaguing Battlefront 2 on PC, a response from the community was definitely needed, especially since it's questionable if EA or DICE would ever step in themselves to do something about it. So Battledash, the creator behind the fan-made private servers for Battlefront 2, recently released a quick reveal teaser for the project, all with the aim to give the PC community a glimmer of hope that their struggles with the hackers on the official servers may perhaps one day be a thing of the past. And yeah, the trailer does certainly get that part done. It's short, but it does the job. And if you're curious to learn more about Battledash's private server project, especially some of the possibilities that could come from it, then I highly suggest checking out my previous video that I did covering on it. Because, like I said before, private servers for Battlefront 2 will undoubtedly be a game changer for the game in more ways than one. And that will do it for this Star Wars Games update. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share it, and subscribe to the channel to not only support it, but to keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars content. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.